Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the third episode. Here, I'll be talking with you guys about the drum kit, and we're going to completely prepare the drum kit so it's nice to listen to, as well in recording as in live. You, yeah, basically, you're doing the same thing in mixing. You, of course, have more options. You have a complete DAW at your disposal with most of the time a lot of plugins. So you got a lot of more options here. But using a table, you kind of limit yourself, and yeah, you need to use what you have. So we pretty much use the basics here, even though we use an X32, which is well actually pretty useful. It has a lot of things going on. So we're gonna talk about the drums. The drums has 9 channels today, as you see here. Previously, we worked on giving everything DCAs, and this is gonna be a big one because basically, yeah, the drum kit is 9 instruments. Yeah, let's not forget that. Okay, so uh, to start, I'm just gonna play the music. And first, I'm going to remove everything that is not drum. So let's go to the DCA, and we turn everything down. Well, one of the things that I forgot to do last time, which still has to happen, turning it a little bit down, is that I haven't panned anything yet, and so basically all we have right now is mono, and of course that won't be good enough. So everybody uses a different way. I work as following. I kind of imagine where the drum kit is standing. I remember how I put down the microphones, and I try to put everything in a way that it corresponds to that vision. So, well, first of all, the overheads are with me. Always a hard left, hard right. I just like it best this way. That way, they really show what that they give you a bit of a stereo view, stereo image. So first, my overhead left. You can already hear a big change, uh, and the overhead right. Well, if we turn everything down except for hi-hats, you can already hear that there's a lot going on here. You can hear that the hi-hat is a little bit more to the right. Well, you don't need to listen to that. I assume that you guys were at the recording and that you know how you put down your mics. So I'm gonna turn everything back up a bit again, and I'm going to work in. I'm going to put everything into place. Um, my drummer was right-handed. If the drummer is left-handed, of course the hi-hat will be completely on the other side. As well, the snare will not be will also be a little bit more to your left. So, kick I keep in the middle. You want that bass. Well, let's see how much am I going to put it. Let's give it a listen. A little bit more. Tom was with me a little bit to the left. And floor tom is almost a hard left. I put it around 70, something like that. The snare, I take it a little bit off of the middle. That's just how I prefer it. Okay, so now we got a proper stereo image. Um, Now I'm going to work on all the channels separately, but since I am recording from the table to you guys, I cannot use the solo button. So instead of the solo button, I will mute everything I won't be using right now, and I will start off with the kick. Well, there are two kick channels. And that means that since there are two, there's a high chance that if that they're out of phase, because one was in the kick and one was just outside it. So there is a possibility that they will cancel each other out. So let's see what happens if I turn the phase on one of these. I am taking the Let's take the that's the kick in, just to be sure. And let's see what happens if I press the phase button. Turning it off again. And turning it on again. Well, as you can hear, there is not much difference, but there is a slight difference. And what I think that I'm hearing, of course I can be wrong, but what I think I am hearing is that if I turn the phase on this one, I have a little bit more in my lows. So I am choosing to keep the first channel out of phase. Well, now it's time to work on all the channels separately. I am going, I'm first finishing a channel and then I'm on to the next. This way, I'll show you guys how, this is for me the most efficient way of working. So, let's see. We have had it phased. It's a kick, so I'm not going to low cut it because we want that lows, but it's the kick in, and I personally use the kick in more for the better than that I use it for the lows. I kind of use the kick out more for the lows. So if we check out the kick out, that one has the lows. So you know what? I am going to use the low cut on my kick in and see what happens. Okay. So, well, let's see what we have here. I first am going to turn on the view of the EQ so I actually know what's going on. Where is it and where the EQ is the most sensitive? Now, most of the time most applications don't actually have this neat little meter, but we work on an x32 today, and that is awesome. Well, you can see that the 100 hertz here is the most sensitive, but is that really the part that we want from our kick in? Maybe a little bit. Let's see what the other one is bringing to the table. See, there's for the kick out, there's a lot more in the low area. So, I want to emphasize with the kick in on the better. Let's see what we have here. Low cut. And I turn on the EQ. And, well, we already have a low cut, so I am going to change this one. Let's just listen what we have. Sounds a little dull if you hear it like this, huh? Let's see what happens when we turn the other one with it. Weird is now that suddenly it sounds better with the phase off. I'm just gonna use the face on for now, and we'll see where we get with this. So since I'm focusing on the better, I mostly actually want to have something in around the 2K, around the 2K or 4K. It's always one of the two. Alright. I use a D112 for the kick in, and a D6 for the kick out. Let's see. The 4K is lovely. Oh, I gotta take that. I'll be right back.